Residential Sales Comparison and Income Approaches, page 65. Analysis, adjustments and reconciliation, whether or not personal property items, chattels, are being included with the sale. It is common for some personal property to be conveyed with residential real property, such as a refrigerator or draperies. Often, the appraiser determines that the items have no significant impact on a transaction. Of course, that decision should be based market evidence identified during the appraiser's analysis. If the comparable sale data included personal property that is not typically conveyed with real property, the transaction is not likely arm's length and should probably be omitted from the analysis, provided there is other data to use. If the subject of the assignment includes personal property items, the appraiser must determine how the items have affected the transaction. If the items are significant or relevant to the purchase price, the appraiser must consider competency in appraising the personal items, or accepting the assignment, possibly bring in an appraiser who does have competency in the assignment, or value the items separately. Standards Rule 1-4, G, of USPAP states, when personal property, trade fixtures, or intangible items are included in the appraisal, the appraiser must analyze the effect on value of such non-real property items. The comment to the Standards Rule addresses the appraiser's competency obligation. When the scope of work includes an appraisal of personal property, trade fixtures, or intangible items, competency in personal property appraisal or business appraisal is required. Personal property most often is, due to its potential as a strong motivator, considered during the examination of conditions of sale, which we will discuss next. How it is handled, and in what category it is considered, is less important than simply being consistent. In reality, in most common residential appraisal assignments, examination of property rights conveyed is not usually performed after data has been selected, but rather is a primary consideration of the data's applicability in the initial selection process. In other words, the appraiser determined that the comparable data reflected the same property rights before he chose it for use in the analysis. Therefore, on some common appraisal forms, which we will cover in a future chapter, the appraiser may not actually see property rights conveyed as a separate line item. The reasoning for this is that the guidelines and requirements of many clients and intended users of residential appraisals do not allow comparable data to be used.